So this is part 3 of the spirit attachment series, and talking about tools and things that can help with spirit attachments, unwanted attachments, either ghosts or demons, although primarily what we're talking about is demons, ghosts being mostly non-malicious. So what we're going to talk about today is holy water and essential oils. So first of all, holy water. I had an experience several years ago on an investigation. I was doing a lot of work with the St. Louis Paranormal Research Society, and we did a lot of live investigations. And one of the places that we investigated was called Frank Holden State Park, which is in East St. Louis. And it's in a pretty bad part of town. I wouldn't recommend anyone go there. But this particular location had been known for its criminal activity. It had been a body dump, a lot of gang activity for many years. And it was thought that there was possibly a serial killer in St. Louis who had left their victims there as well. So it was a place of interest. We wanted to check it out. So we went. So Frank Holden State Park, it was extremely haunted, and it was unlike any experience I've ever had, even to this day. There were so many spirits there, many murder victims, including children. One was a little girl that she said her body was left on the swing set. At the time, when I went, the swing sets and everything had been taken away. So, but at one time there were swing sets. Anyway, I quickly realized I was in way over my head, and I had no idea what I had walked into. What had happened as I was starting to talk to the spirits there, I could tell they were very hesitant, almost afraid. And eventually they just stopped responding to me altogether. So I was very confused. I couldn't understand what was happening. And I asked the man who I was speaking to, who was a male ghost at the time, I asked, "Are you afraid?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Of what?" Because I was thinking there might be like a person, a human, like with a gun there. And what happened was, he didn't reply, and then another voice came through, and he said, "We will not let them speak to you." So then it became a very different situation. I asked, "Who are you?" And he said, "We are the outsiders." And basically what it ended up being is that there were so many spirits there, so many ghosts there, and a lot of times what happens is wicked, evil happenings and situations can create portals. So in this particular location, there were several portals that had opened, which are just doorways for demons to come through. And portals are only going to open in places of interest to them, which are going to be places for them to feed off of a certain type of energy. So there were many murders there, lots of spirits there. It was a perfect place for demons to come through, and that's exactly what it was. It was a demon gang. They called themselves the Outsiders. So what had happened is they told me that we will not allow you to take the souls away from us because I was going to cross them over to go home. He said they belong to us. We feed off of them. He said we feed off of the murdered and the evil. And when I left that location, I left with 9 demon attachments. So it was a very stressful, difficult, and horrific time in my life. I also lost communication with my spirit guide. I had a spirit guide at the time, and I wasn't able to speak with her. I think it ended up being like a week or so before I was able to gain communication with her. But through this time period, I was shown, I can see clairvoyant visions. So they showed me like what they look like and how they were violating and abusing me. Of course, I can hear all of them. I can hear them talk to each other about me. They were telling me like what I tasted like as they were feeding off of me. So it was a difficult experience, and I had them for, I would say, roughly about 5-6 months before I was strong enough to send them to the abyss. And that actually took a lot of work with crossing spirits over, ghosts home, and exercising that muscle before I was able to send spirits home. Now I can cross over any demons. No demons can attach to me. I will have more of that footage from the actual investigation from when I returned. So once I was able to cross spirits over, demons specifically over, and I knew that I could return and be able to send all of the ghosts home that I wasn't able to on the first time, and also send all of those demons, the outsiders, to the abyss. And that's exactly what I did. But in the meantime, someone mentioned to try holy water. And of course, I'm very skeptical about this. Anything that has like a religious connotation, I just assume was bogus. But I was desperate, and I was willing to try anything and everything. So I went to a shrine. It was actually Mark, who was I was doing investigations with, from the St. Louis Paranormal Research Society, who recommended it. We went to a shrine. You can get holy water free from a shrine. And sure enough, I just put some on, and I could hear them tell me that I taste disgusting and vile and putrid and like garbage. So I keep my little holy water with me in a spray bottle for such purposes. So I hear them saying, "It's disgusting. She wants to destroy us." So even though I don't have demon attachments, I still have spirits around me all the time. They are not demons. They're actually sons of Solomon, which are much, much more powerful than demons. They're not attachments, but there's just a constant influx of them. So I can hear them, and all of these things that I'm telling you, I use personally every day in my life to help me. So holy water. I had to ask my guide why holy water works, because that's just not something I can even understand or believe in, because the power of Christ does not actually compel them. But what she told me was that it was blessed by magic, and that I absolutely understand. So holy water. Other things that work are essential oils, and where I got the information about these oils was from an angel. It was the same angel that I spoke to that told me about the crystals, black tourmaline, black kyanite, and malachite. So I was asking about other things. One of those things was oils. That's what we're going to discuss now. And then there was one other thing, and that is going to be in our next part, will be sigils. So the essential oils that work, that help, is Artemisia, which is also wormwood. So it's like what absinthe is made out of. You can use it as a tea, as an herb. So they said, "It's vile. How does she stand it? It's disgusting." Okay, so that's a good one. And then also the last one is Amaranth. amaranth oil. So we're gonna put this one is a little bit thicker. Some said I hate her. She must die. I hear that a lot. I can't stand it. So in similar effect to malachite, the stone, it makes someone taste repulsive to spirits. So these are all great tools to use. I literally keep holy water with me everywhere I go, in my purse. It's in several rooms of my house. One thing I want to mention about holy water and the oils is unfortunately they have a very short term effect. In other words, when I use holy water on my skin, it has an immediate effect. They're extremely repulsed, but that effect lasts for about as long as it takes for the water to evaporate off my skin, which is about 10 seconds. The oils, similar. The oils last slightly longer because it doesn't evaporate as quickly, but we're really talking in the range of like 20 seconds. So stones, I feel, have been the most consistently helpful because it's also something that I can wear when I sleep, and that helps me even without me being conscious or having to think about anything. And obviously you can't spray yourself with holy water every 15 seconds. That's not going to help. But they do help someone to be undesirable. We want ourselves to be as undesirable as possible. So if you're wearing the stones, if you've got the holy water, then you're going to be someone that is not going to be worth their while, and that's really what they're going to do for you. That is their benefit. Mugwort also as an herb can be sipped as a tea, so let's just have a sip of that. She is vile. We must not allow her to live. So this is how I entertain myself. Anyway, so holy water, absentia, mugwort, which can be a tea, and amaranth oil. Those help. Stay tuned if you want to see a clip of my investigation to Frank Holden State Park when I returned and I cleared it out. I was able to send all the spirits where they needed to go. I asked how many were here, and they said there are thousands. I asked for a count. 5,087.
5,000.
But I think that's what I thought. Not all of them died here or were left here, but they were kind of drawn in to this place because that's a large number. I asked if the outsiders were here, and he said, "We are, but we will not speak to you." Oh, now they're not talking to me. They said, "We will not speak to you."
Have you spoke to like the demons or anything that's here?
Yes, the outsiders. That's what they're saying. That they won't speak to me, that they know why I'm here. They know you'll send, he said, "We know you will send us to our doom. We know you come for your retribution." We've been here since 1957.